If there is any type of lawsuits or anything that has a heavy bearing on that company, the registered agent will get it. The registered agent will get served. So you need to make sure that sometimes people just put whoever, and if you don't get those communications, that can be big legal trouble for you. Also with the registered agent, that is an address that is typically public for people to see when you register on your Secretary of State. So you may, if you choose yourself, because the registered agent can't be a P.O. box. So if you choose yourself and you don't have office and you just have a home address, then that's what's going to be public. If you have an office, that's fine. But again, if you want privacy, then you may hire an agency that provides that particular service. So you have your incorporator, you have your registered agent, and then for those who are already in existence, and I talked about before knowing which states that you need to actually be registered. Well, if you're in existence and then you decide to expand, whatever your company is, then you can now register in those states in which you are doing business, and now you're going to register as a foreign entity. And so there's different type of guidelines based on your state law that you will follow to register as a foreign entity in the other state. So your original jurisdiction is your home state, where you were formed, where you were established, and then if you go expand elsewhere, then you can register as a foreign entity in that other state or states. But there's a lot of things to understand with that to make sure you're properly formed. One, following the guidelines, but two, understanding the laws that apply to foreign entities. So not just in cost and the different things you need to do to register, but also in how they handle any previous, obligations, liabilities, or debts that you may have in the original jurisdiction. Some states will say it doesn't matter if you register here, you're going to be liable for both, even if you end up dissolving the original jurisdiction. Say you no longer did business there, the foreign state where you register, you dissolve the original, and then you make the foreign the actual state now where it is where you're doing business. You will still have possibly still have pre-existing obligations in the other state that's tied to that original jurisdiction. So some state laws may say that, you can't have two of them. You have to dissolve the other one and, liquidate everything from the original jurisdiction. And limit liability statute, I just showed you that. So again, that's part of proper formation, is understanding the law. And I get it. As the layman, if you're listening, you say that's not my job. I'm not trying to understand the law. I didn't go to law school. I'm not a lawyer. What I'm saying is, if you have someone forming the LLC for you, or if you already have it formed, this is your, check-in to let you know, to make sure what you're doing and how you're doing it is aligned with the laws in the state you are. So if you have someone professionally doing for you, that's one of the questions to ask. Is this on par with being in compliance with the state law? And I'll touch on, as we drill down more, some things that will help you to be in compliance. And if you know that you don't have those things in place, then you already know that you're either not in compliance or you are pretty much wide open for something to happen, even with you thinking you have limited liability. And I'll get more into that. So you have the state statute. Make sure that you're formed properly based on the state statute.